Alrighty, I'm here. Let's see. We are logging into the oldest version we have of Misty Mountain. I made a duplicate of it. Classic Misty Mountain 0.0. It's got all the old logic downstairs. It's got all the old miners who are too tall. Not the mini ones. Alright, so this is absolute classic. And I thought today we could start by just getting this map ready a little bit. And getting this map ready a little bit and building the forced pickupable. Because I think I'm going to go with a forced pickupable to make the classic Misty Mountain logic work. The old logic, it would have an asset spawner. Let me see. So if we go down to the logic room, the old Misty Mountain would have these little asset spawners with health. So it'd respawn to a tag. It would respawn to a tag and then respawn back here. And that stuff inevitably always got broken. So I just don't think it's a good idea. This is the old school RNG system where everything was mechanical. There was no rules. If we look up in the rules, there are no rules in here yet. Because everything happened mechanically. So cool. Before the rule system. Everything back here was super complicated for me to this was like my first big project in the sandbox, was to try to understand all this stuff. So I had like a master programmer, cybersecurity extrovert go in here and like mess with GameMaker to do the most complex things he could, and then it was like, hey Fred, just figure this stuff out. Which I was super grateful for, and I learned a lot. And we don't have to do any of this stuff anymore because we can do it all in the rules. So let's go ahead and delete the RNG system. Not going to need any of this. Well, we're not going to need any of it. Sure. I think this is even like before presets and stuff. Or like after presets stopped working. So everything is in here, like respond to everything with respawn to tag with the health. Pretty hilarious. just want to keep the resources over there. Just gonna get rid of all this. This is all GameMaker magic. Don't need to do anymore. The old traps. Don't have to do any of this anymore because we have presets. Okay. So let's see here. Probably have to delete like sure we're gonna rethink it a little bit. The torch. Spawn the torch. Alright, there's a bunch of askers and stuff in there. Oh god. All the ladders for the parkour. Oh my goodness. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is create a force pick-upable. Wicked you in the house. Wicked you too. What's up? The logic room. I know, that's crazy in there. That was the old RNG. So there are a crazy amount of blocks. Let's see. Mineable. So the really cool thing about this map is there are like I must have something in here. But there's like 1700 or something like that. And so I want to be able to use where all of these blocks are meticulously put out everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere. Let's take a stroll quick. Hopefully this loads right up. Did my ducky work or did I just miss it? My troll alerts isn't connected. Connect. give it a second and I'm sure it'll work. Hopefully. Successfully connected. Maybe it'll start working in a minute. Okay, so this is the classic Misty Mountain with just a million, kajillion, billion assets on the map. So it's going to be a little laggy. I still need to clean it up a little bit. And you can see the crazy amount of blocks everywhere. This is the old mountain with all the mazes, and there's been no reduction. So it's once again very easy to get lost in. Ceilings are going to be a little lower. And you can see that there's blocks hidden absolutely everywhere. So I didn't want to use the old spawning systems because inevitably they always gotten broke with respawning to tag with health. And I pitched some ideas to Bruno, and I think that the idea that we're going to start with, that'll be the least intrusive, easiest thing to work, hopefully, is the force pick-upable. So we're going back to punch-in blocks, everything like that. I want to be able to just be like, hopefully it works where like you can do a power and just, I don't know if that still works. Maybe that doesn't work like that anymore. I'm sure it does. Let me see. So if we can actually stop right here. There's not even a hole here yet to get into that one place. This was the only way to get in back in the day. There's skellies over here. Oh man, because that's actually a maze right now. And then these rocks can go away, but right now they don't have collision on them. All the old skellies down here. Oh yeah. There's the troll witch. Let's see, so I can get through here too. Nice. This is where the final troll witch battle happened. All right. Teleport down. Okay, so does it still work? I probably deleted the other side of it. No. It no worky. Okay, so for now, let's just work on this force pick upable and see if we can get some drops working. It still has the mazes and everything, yeah. What's up, Nazman? Good to see you. Why are my troll alerts not working today? Wait, it got closed out. Maybe it crashed. We'll try to mess with it one more time, and then I'm done. One second, I'll be right back. So I pulled up Cyber Dragon's Force Pickable tutorial. So let's watch this for a refresher.
Catalog, and I am going to attach. Hi, I'm going to show you how to use a forced pickable inside a GameMaker. This is useful for keeping things attached to the avatar at all times. First, I'm going to put down an asset. I'm going to use the rigid column from the Backrooms catalog.
All right, so we said this is how you can do a forced pickable to keep something on the player at all times. So this means that we're not going to be able to do pick-upable quests throughout the game. We're going to have to change that a little bit. So you're not going to be able to pick up anything because we've already have a forced pick-upable. We're going to use that mechanic.
And I am going to attach a pickable component. So I'll go ahead and put that down. And putting this on allows the avatar to pick it up and place it down. I'll give a quick example on how this works. All right, you push E to pick it up and you can see it's attached to the avatar and you can see it's kind of see-through. It's not what we want. We want to adjust this. So we're going to make the opacity all the way up and you can adjust the height here. So I can drop it down a bit and drop it back a bit. So now when I pick up the asset, it's covering the avatar a bit more. You can even lower it a bit. It's all up to you. It's all personal preference here. Next, when I push E and I push E again, you can see it drops the pickable. So we want to force it so it sticks on the avatar. And the way to do this is to...
Now, before he says this, I'm pretty sure he uses sound. I can't remember. I think it's sound.
Send a message on drop. And we're going to use the message interact. And we want to send it just to the self. So now when the avatar picks it up and pushes E, you can see it's instantly attaching straight back onto the avatar, so we have no chance of dropping it. And this is always going to be stuck on the avatar now. And a good thing about this is you can make it invisible with no collisions, and you can't even tell the avatar is holding anything. So this is a way to do a force pickable. A cool thing about this as well is you can attach items to it. So let's go ahead and put down a numpad. And
I'll
with
just
the
watch the whole
numpad,
thing.
you can put whatever you want on there. I'll make it visible so you can see. And I can have like an asset spawner or something of that sort.
Yes, we're
Asset
definitely
spawner.
putting asset spawners on our force
And you
pickupable.
can use this to spawn items and use presets and that sort of thing. Then you can go to the hierarchy and you go ahead and...
That's where our resources are going to be coming from. The asset spawners that are children of the force pickupable.
Parent it to the pickable. So now when I push E, you can see that this numpad's always following me around and I can't get rid of it, can't drop it. So I can use this to spawn things or I can put visual effects on it. Another thing you could do is in the game rules, you can have a rule, and you can have a on player join, and you can send a message interact.
Okay, so it's a little
And
different
now
than
when
it
you
used to
push
be.
tab,
I see.
it automatically attacks.
So you don't need to use the sound anymore. I think that's pretty much all I need to watch. Let me see.
Pickable straight away to the avatar. So if you want the game to begin with the pickable on the avatar, that's the way to do it, because it sends the message interact and it will interact and pick up the closest item that is pickable. So now the avatar has a pickable that can't be dropped and is picked up straight away. There should be ways to get rid of this. You can use a health component and you can give it a message saying kill pickable. And we'll copy that. And we don't want to show the health, so we'll have it hidden. And we just need something that will kill it. So we'll put a numpad over here.
Or you could use a plant,
we
right?
can put a trigger volume. And when something enters it, we can kill pickable. And we can do everyone in range. So we'll make that smaller. So now when we've got our pickable and we walk towards the volume, you can see it's killed our pickable and we no longer have it. It's probably better to not use the health because you saw the death animation. So you can use something like plant. So it is a clean removal and it'll be the same thing. So when we go over there, you can see now it just disappeared and we no longer have.
So yeah, it's a preference if you want the health explosion or not. But in Misty Mountain, you're never going to get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. I don't want you to be able to get rid of it.
That forced pickable. Excellent. This has got a lot of uses in games and it makes things a bit more interesting with visual effects and spawning items. When you use an asset spawner, the asset will not be attached to the pickable. It will just drop on the ground. If you want it to replace asset, that will work. And what happens with replace asset is you can change it into something else, like another preset or another item, and it will remain attached to the pickable. So use replace to keep it attached on the pickable, or use asset spawner to spawn it and it doesn't remain attached to the pickable.
Use replace to keep it attached to the pickable. Use asset spawner to spawn things that aren't children of it. Perfect. Awesome. I think I've got everything I need for now. Let's test it out. I'm actually going to just work on the game down in the logic room for now. Okay. So we need a rule. So this is our on player join board. Rules, events, on player join, and we're going to use interact here. So that's easy peasy. All right, and we're going to use a logic asset for this, I think. So we have a logic asset. And this is a pickable. Message on drop interact. Okay. Everyone in range. Okay. That's pretty much it. So what is this thing? This is the resource dropper parent. There's a force pick on it. And so I don't know where the best place to spawn stuff is, but I don't know. Up and in front, I guess. So this is going to be an asset spawner. Need to figure all this stuff out. This is the first step of the new and improved classic Misty Mountain. Let's go. Message required. Let's say that this is drop. I'm gonna have to talk to Bruno again. We're gonna have no drops probably. Or are we gonna have... I don't know if we're gonna do educational sand again or not, but drop 0. How about we say drop sand.0. And we'll make this here. We still have presets in here, right? So what are our presets? A lot. 9 pages of presets. We need new stuff of everything because we're going to be talking to the rules. Some of the stuff I can be working offline. So I'm going to be working offline on this for sure to keep things moving along. This isn't going to be all online. We're going to be starting fresh for the most part. So much old logic. All right, well, I'm not going to do all of this right now, but I think I'm going to delete pretty much all the presets and just start over. Since everything works a lot different than it used to, and we need to interact with the rules board to make a lot of stuff happen and also to make quests happen. So hey, finally got a duck. Okay. So let's see. Why can't I click on this? Is my game broken? It's because I have paint. Okay. Let's pretend we're doing educational sand, which I don't remember. Let me just send Bruno a message. Probably not, because he said 5 drops, and Classic Misty had 6 drops. I think we should bring educational sand back on no drops, probably, huh? Anyway, so these are going to be collectible. is droppable, is consumable. False and false. Message on collect. Well, we're going to send it directly to the rules. Message on collect. Trying to think of messages that we can use for everything. Messages that are like, I can reuse, I guess. I don't know. But then I probably shouldn't say sand. I should say block 0.0, collect 0.0. I'll just do it like this for now. It's fine. It would probably be also easiest if we had the visual come out of the preset. So if we're having a celebration, what's a good one? Area of interest. Confetti. Why is that not dropping? Just takes a long time to get started. I kind of remember that from red light, green light. A smoke explosion. I can do feedback. Feedback common. Can I make it bigger? Some sort of sound. So this is going to be a preset. We'll be having some meetings with Bruno to make sure we're all on the same page here. Drop sand.0. Oh yeah, that doesn't work for presets. Sand.0. And then we're gonna make this a preset. Okay. So we're gonna do a test because I'm not setting anything up in the rules today, I don't think. Other than drop sand, or I'm gonna use the message drop sand 0.0. So we'll test it here with like trigger volume, detect the avatar, and then when you enter, tell everybody within range, drop sand.0, broadcast type. All right. That'll work for now. Let's see if it works. Play game for fun. Did I say hello to you? I appreciate you being here. It's good to see you in chat. We need to change this to preset. What? Because I interacted with that. So did I pick up my thing then? No, because I interacted with something else. My day's going really good. Thanks for asking. Hope your day's going good. So I interacted with a random asker. So that means that I need to make sure I send it to the right tag. I interacted with a random asker. Let's do this. Tags, pick, gameplay. I say on player join. Make this new one here. Send a message. Send interact to specific tags, and that tag is pick. Required message on player join. How do I test games on land to avoid being flagged? Being flagged for what? All right, so I didn't interact with a random asker. I might need to turn those logic preset or those logic donuts into actual assets that I can see. I don't know. I don't worry about it. If I need to test stuff on land, I just get it published and test it out. Hmm. So I'm gonna have to do this to see what's happening. It's preset only once, blah blah blah. Why is that car sitting there? It's so weird. So weird. With so many legit accounts being banned, just don't want to be banned. By the way, I mean, if it's multiplayer game to see if all working okay, each player's design. Yeah, if you're not doing anything wrong, it should be okay. Use your land, put it on there, test it out for sure. I'd be happy to help you. Multiplayer can really make things frustrating. You guys hear the game music a little, but it's blaring into my ear holes. Oh, thank goodness. So the car's gone. That's good. Let's play it and see if we are actually forcing pickupables. No. No, we are not. Oh. Oh, because I'm an idiot. That'll be a very common theme that you'll figure out about me. So basically what I did was I just forgot to make the asset spawner a child of the forced pickupable. Hey, there's an A-tiered Pokemon. I don't remember seeing that guy ever. He got a big old forehead. So yeah, while we're working on Misty Mountain, you have to be patient with me because it takes a while to load in and load out. There's a lot of assets on this bad boy. But the GameMaker is working better than it ever has, and I think that most computers should be able to hold it, especially if you turn the graphics down to low. Which, do I have that right now? I don't know if I can do it here. But we'll make sure we get that changed. Resource Dropper. drop sand. So if we look up resource dropper, I want this to be a child of the parent one. Perfect. Yeah, pretty much. I forgot to make it a child of the parent, so it was just hanging out. I was running away with its parent. But now they're together. So let's see. So the biggest concern I had about using a force pickupable is accidentally spawning resources like in blocks, like in the inside out world. Because that the asset spawners are always going to be stationary in the same spot. So I think the best place to spawn the resources to make sure that they don't get spawned in inside out world is like right above your head. Not to say that in that spot you couldn't also spawn them in inside out world, but I think that's the most safe place potentially. Or like up and behind you maybe? I'm not sure. But something I definitely need to do here is put gravity on this. So we need to have gravity, collisions and gravity. Save over it. My favorite line from Office Space is, we're gonna need you to move down to the basement, and we're gonna need you not to complain about it, okay? It's like something like that. He's like, oh, uh, uh, uh. So this is why it's a force pickupable. So when I set it down, it still gets picked up. So am I going to be able to use E on anything? I'm not sure. This is how I'm thinking I'm going to use all the blocks. I'm going to use a force pickupable, and we're going to spawn things like this. Let's do a test. Today's going to be kind of a slow day. We're testing, getting things working, setting the foundation. We'll start, once the foundation's set, you really start moving a lot quicker. But today is mostly just like putz around and think and get things set up correctly and thinking about things correctly, I hope. Yeah, that's a good movie. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Classic. So what if we have interact to collect them instead? Am I going to be able to pick it up? Oh, great. So I guess you can still use E. Wow, that's perfect. This will be easy peasy then. So as long as the game doesn't crash with having a forced pick upable, where did it go? It's shot over here. I picked up both of those. Interaction range is so big nowadays. I just picked it up behind me. Why am I getting another sound effect when I pick it up? Weird. Why is it? Now it's not doing it anymore. All three of them up at once. That's nice. I can't remember if people liked interacting to pick things up more. I think they did, because then you wouldn't have to like move around, and it does seem easier. Because then, like, if I got a bunch of stuff here, I can just be like E, and I just collected all four of them. Wow. Is that gonna mess with messages and stuff though? Trying to send the same messages at once? I don't know. Bruno said no educational sand. Bruno responded to me, so I'm just asking quick. No educational materials. Lowest drop is the coal or the T1 drop. Oh. Is there like a rock type of magic? I don't know what she is. I'll find something eventually. We're just gonna keep using the rock crackle. So drop sand tier 1. It's called. Why am I not? Where's my edit button? So frustrating sometimes. So how do I get my edit button back? It's because I duplicated this one, or... I need to get into edit so I can put what message I want on collect. Hey, edit logic button. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby. Sand collect down 1, tier 1. Means tier 1. Drop sand. It's false, delay between, so you have to wait at least 1 second. Probably try to remake this forest pick upable with logic donuts, potentially. All right. Well, this is the new approach in a nutshell. You need as many asset spawners up there as resources that we have. So I'm pretty sure that we're going to do, well, we're going to do all the way through magma. So there's coal, iron, copper, gold nugget. We're not gonna use gold ore. So gold nugget, emerald, sapphire, silver nugget, ruby, white diamond, blue diamond, red diamond. 11, right? 12? Did I miss gold nugget? Iron, wait, coal, iron ore, copper ore, emerald, sapphire, silver nugget, ruby, gold nugget, white diamond, blue diamond, red diamond. 11, I think. So sand, I have to look to make sure that I have all this right. Or just with Bruno again. But we're gonna have coal, iron ore, copper, gold nugget, emerald. Let's see here. Replace with iron or hey, it didn't go away yet. Edit logic. So this is your iron. Sand collect dot two. If I leave edit open when I duplicate this, it'll be, oh shit. I forgot to replace this. So I'm going to replace. There we go. So edit logic. Iron, duplicate this. So next we have copper. Sand collect 30. Replacing it turns edit off though. So now we're going to use a gold nugget. Oops. Call it gold. Then we're going to have an emerald. I'm pretty sure people liked. I'm pretty sure people liked E to pick things up. Okay, we're going to save over these again here. Drop sand dot 3. Drop sand 3. Drop sand dot 4. For the sand blocks. Oh yeah. Drop sand dot 5. Dash 5. Let's go. I'm not really sure what the visual effect's going to be. This one's kind of just like flashbanging the player. So we're probably not going to do that. But as far as like collecting all of this stuff, I'm not really sure how well it's going to work. Holy shit, I picked up a lot of stuff. What? It does not give me credit for all that. No way. I don't know. We need to do some testing. Maybe it is giving me credit for all of them. I'm not really sure. It does just say one of each. I picked up all of that shit. Wow. They went up by multiple amounts. Definitely need to test that in the rules and make sure that it's giving us everything that we need. That is nice though. That I can still interact with things, still have a force pick-upable. I think force pick-upable is the right thing to do to keep intact all of the old blocks that we have. Bruno wanted you to be able to just like explore the map and use your pickaxe health as you got it. And maybe you'd have to explore really deep into the mountain to get access to all the blocks. There are like 1,700 blocks meticulously placed in the mountain. And so, yeah, I think this option right here is our best bet to make sure that we can just try to keep all of those blocks. I'm going to have to redo the logic on all the blocks, but with replace asset, that should be okay. So I just need to check your pickaxe health and give you a reward. And that should be possible in single player. We're going to use global variables, so we don't need player needed messages. And so when you destroy a block, it'll check to see if you have pickaxe health, and then it'll just spawn it right above your head and it'll fall down on you. So this is pretty much all I had planned today. I think we're on the right track for sure here. And as I'm just consistently working on this over the coming weeks, you will see the progress really ramp up, and we'll be ready for the next Builders Challenge in no time. That's for sure. So it's pretty much all I was ready to work on today. Probably sign off here, and I'll be around mostly the same time every day of the week to try to stay consistent on stuff and get stuff done. So thanks for hanging out, Wicked You too, and the game for fun. Nazman, thanks for being in chat. If I missed anybody else, I appreciate you very much as well. These will just be like just quick and to the point. I try not to stream longer than a couple hours anymore. It could be a little shorter. So, yes, much love. Appreciate you hanging out. And let's keep working on Misty. So, I will see all of you guys tomorrow. All of you guys and gals tomorrow. Yeah, it's been fun getting back in OG. I can't wait for you guys to get in OG Misty Mountain as well and start getting some feedback. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you have a really awesome rest of your day. Let's go.